I'm just going to tell you, you're going to have to wait and see. It's coming up soon, but it's all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence.
Going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit.
Oh boy. Well, for what?
Documents which prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie and used her PR people to try and destroy Justin. I mean, shocking everybody, shocking Sony, shocking the production staff. It's the first time they're hearing it.
What if everything you've heard about the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni lawsuit was wrong? New evidence suggests a carefully crafted image is crumbling before our eyes. Are you ready to question everything you thought you knew? In the next few minutes, we'll walk you through the twists and turns of this legal battle, revealing text messages that paint a very different picture.
That is the PR agent who was supposed to be working for Justin Baldoni. There's Leslie Sloan, who's another PR agent who will be part of this lawsuit. That's what it's going to be, essentially about. But there will be a number of causes of action. There's a number of different defendants here. Stephanie Jones will be all over this complaint. That's Blake Lively's. Blake Lively will be sued. And we're carefully considering other people that will be sued also. And some of them will come as a surprise. Ryan Reynolds, for sure.
Stick around to see how public perception can change in an instant. When Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, Hollywood was stunned. The initial complaint painted a picture of on-set harassment and unprofessional behavior, casting Baldoni in a negative light. But as the layers of this Hollywood drama peeled back, a different story began to emerge. Justin Baldoni's 87-page countercomplaint turned the tables on Lively's narrative. It revealed inconsistencies in her story, including her own admissions that the film was completed successfully. This document became a treasure trove of revelations, each more surprising than the last. One of the most shocking twists came from text messages exchanged within Justin's crisis management team. Instead of orchestrating a smear campaign against Lively, as some might have expected, the messages painted a different picture. One team member wrote, "How can we say somehow that we are not doing any of this?"
Ryan Reynolds was so abusive. I think he would say, I was standing up for my wife who'd been sexually harassed by this guy and so on. But what role did he have in all of this? He was involved in this to some extent. There was a meeting at their apartment at which you allege that there were some senior production people who witnessed him allegedly berate Justin Baldoni.
Well, arguably, for the first time at the premiere, you find out that Blake Lively tells people that all of a sudden he wrote a scene in the movie.
It looks like we are trying to take her down. The response was equally surprising. They are doing all this themselves, and it's really obvious. The New York Times article that initially reported on Lively's complaint came under intense scrutiny. Critics accused the piece of relying on cherry-picked and altered communications, potentially misrepresenting the context of events. The article's failure to disclose critical details about Lively's control over the film's production raised eyebrows and questions about journalistic integrity. As the lawsuit unfolded, more details emerged that cast doubt on Lively's claims. In response to allegations of inappropriate behavior, Justin's team provided evidence that contradicted Lively's narrative. They revealed that Lively had insisted on meeting with the intimacy coordinator only after filming began, despite having previously refused to meet and plan out scenes. This information undermined her claims of discomfort on set. The complaint also detailed a tense meeting at Blake and Ryan Reynolds' home. During this encounter, Reynolds allegedly berated Baldoni over claims of fat shaming, creating a hostile environment. Baldoni felt compelled to apologize, even though his inquiry about Lively's weight for a scene seemed reasonable within the context of filmmaking. Further complicating the narrative, Justin's counter-complaint included messages suggesting that Lively's publicist was actively seeding negative stories about him. This revelation added another layer to the already complex situation, hinting at a coordinated effort to shape public perception. As more information came to light, the lawsuit began to look less like a pursuit of justice and more like a carefully orchestrated PR strategy. The complaint suggested that Lively's actions were part of a broader plan to manipulate public perception and rehabilitate her image. The fact that Lively never filed a formal lawsuit against Baldoni only added to the suspicion surrounding her motives. As the dust settled on the PR battlefield, a new question emerged. What really happened behind the scenes of It Ends With Us? The answer paints a picture of a production spiraling out of control, with Blake Lively at the center of the storm. Justin Baldoni, once the driving force behind the project, found himself increasingly pushed to the sidelines of his own film. Text messages revealed his growing frustration as Lively tightened her grip on the production. In an unprecedented move, she took over the editing process and demanded her own cut of the film, a request that raised eyebrows even in the anything goes world of Hollywood. But Lively's demands didn't stop there. The production team faced mounting pressure as she presented a list of 17 non-negotiable conditions that had to be met before she would return to work. Among these demands was the inclusion of an intimacy coordinator, a request that came surprisingly late in the game. This laundry list of requirements threw the entire production into disarray, forcing the team to scramble to accommodate her wishes. As if the situation wasn't tense enough, Ryan Reynolds, Lively's husband, entered the fray. During a meeting at the couple's home, Reynolds confronted Baldoni about accusations of fat-shaming Lively. This unexpected intervention only served to escalate tensions, turning what should have been a professional disagreement into a personal confrontation. While it's not uncommon for actors to take on expanded roles in film projects, Lively's case stands out for how dramatically it disrupted the established hierarchy of production roles. Her involvement in editing and marketing decisions went far beyond the usual scope of an actor's responsibilities, leaving many in the industry questioning where to draw the line between creative input and overreach. As the production struggled under the weight of these demands, Baldoni found himself in an impossible position. The director of the film was now little more than a bystander, watching as his vision for the project was slowly eroded. His text messages paint a picture of a man desperately trying to maintain control of a situation that was rapidly slipping through his fingers. As the Blake Lively lawsuit saga unfolds, it's becoming clear that Hollywood disputes are rarely black and white. The power of social media in shaping public opinion has played a significant role in this case, often amplifying narratives before all the facts are known. Initially, many were quick to side with Lively, but as new evidence emerged, perceptions began to shift dramatically. The backlash against Lively's actions and the subsequent support for Baldoni highlight the fickle nature of public opinion in the digital age. This case serves as a stark reminder of the need for a critical approach when consuming information about celebrity legal battles. It's all too easy to get caught up in the drama and forget that there are often multiple sides to every story. In the end, this lawsuit has exposed the complex web of relationships, power dynamics, and PR strategies that operate behind the scenes in Hollywood. As viewers, we're left to question our initial judgments and consider the importance of reserving opinion until all the facts are laid bare.